Alright, today's news holds some really adult/sexual themes, so just gonna put that out there before we begin. If you're sensitive to that kind of thing, maybe skip this one because this is pretty heavy. This story involves now ex-Gen.G streamer Mystic, who was also a player for the teams on your screen in the past. Earlier today, Eastern esports journalist Ashley Kang posted an absolutely huge thread on Twitter translating a post made by streamer Yu Hai D, who was in a relationship with, quote, M, who was revealed to be the aforementioned Mystic. As you can see in the huge scroll down I'm playing now, there's a lot to go through, so it'll all be linked in the description, but my job today is just to kind of TLDR this for you guys. The first part of a roughly 20-part thread outlines Yu and Mystic's relationship timeline of December 2021 to July 2023. The first part of their relationship was fine, but the beginning of the succeeding events began on April 2022. Yu said, quote, "One day he ejaculated in me without even telling me. I was worried and asked M seriously, what if I get pregnant? M seemed annoyed and said something dumb like, that can't be possible, it doesn't happen after just one intercourse, and then dismissed Yu, telling her to stop talking. Around May, Yu confirmed she was indeed pregnant through ultrasound. Yu details more times when Mystic avoided talking about the pregnancy and even leaned towards abortion. Yu also spoke of M joking, saying, it's going to be a hell when the baby is born, I just want to run away, before further acting distant and avoiding conversation about the future. She then tried to warn M that you have to be careful in the early stages of pregnancy because apparently it can put the baby at risk. To this, Mystic actually became more insistent of sex and tried to force intercourse while she was sleeping. Quote, Yu, I woke up in shock, got angry and cried, but he continued his action until the end. I believe M attempted intercourse while I was sleeping at least 7 times. She said, what if the baby goes wrong? To which he replied, quote, we can just make a new one. Yu also recounted M saying he regrets having his existing son, saying if I went back in time I would never have had a child. Having this son is a big stain on my life. I don't like my son, I want to run away, I want to die. Until week 11 of the pregnancy, M continued to ignore her. It was only when Yu showed M the ultrasound images that he suggested abortion. To respect his wishes, Yu agreed to have an abortion, but M was still distant and wouldn't talk to her. He didn't help her book a hospital and wanted to further continue focusing on streaming and gaming, leaving her to navigate the situation all by herself. The abortion was delayed until week 22 when Yu had surgery and the baby was cremated. She showed him the certificate and he didn't even pretend to be sad. After only 2 weeks after Yu having surgery, he said he couldn't stand it anymore and pushed to try and have sex, leading to bleeding and inflammation. In early 2023, a stalker broke in and physically and sexually assaulted Yu. This was even in the news. She tried to tell M about the incident, but he just got angry, saying, quote, why did you not do anything when something like that happened? When she told him that she was at the hospital, he didn't show any concern, nor did he even say he'd visit her. A few days after the incident, M showed up to her house wanting sex, even though she was still covered in cuts and bruises. She wasn't even recovered mentally, but M still pushed for it, saying, quote, I can't stop wanting it. Yu even says that shortly after the abortion, M cheated on her with another streamer, which ended their relationship. After Yu posted all this, M posted a response to his Afrika TV channel, which has now been deleted. Ashley was lucky enough to get a copy of it. In order, M responded to, what if she got pregnant? He said, I have a personality where I resolve things after they had happened. I said, let's not worry about it yet. On wishing to not have his son, M said that everyone in his life became less fortunate when his son was born. Quote, I did once say I would never have a child or marry if I could turn back time, but that does not mean I hate my son right now. On sexual assault while she was asleep and we can just make a new one, M said, I don't remember whether I said that, but if I did, I'm a retard. On further sexual assault, I don't really know about this, but I think we had intercourse once and she was crying and I did say sorry. To close out the thread, M said he did in fact make calls to hospitals and try and organize a surgery, but Yu said she didn't want to go to those hospitals, so it was delayed. In swift response to this, Gen.G has released Mystic with this statement. In accordance with our contract rights, Gen.G esports have terminated contract with Mystic effective immediately. So yeah, there's just some really sickening stuff in here. Obviously a really self-centered person, and he honestly deserves worse than just getting dropped from his org. This is like some criminal level shit. Not that she's gonna see this, but I hope Yu is able to move past this onto greener pastures as she deserves. Anyway, that'll do us for today. Let me know your thoughts on the situation in the comment below, and if you enjoyed this type of content, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!